we gave you a sneak preview of who our next guest was going to be, Peter Wright, the Chief Executive of the Point-To-Point Authority. And now we can see you, Peter.
Wow.
Yeah, sorry, we took you a bit we took ourselves by surprise, I think. So just I'm hearing that as far as so where's the next? Where are we? We're going to be at Bratton Down a week tomorrow.
Bratton Down a week tomorrow, the 17th of May,
Yeah.
which is the government change day.
First half of Freedom Day.
Yes, exactly.
And apparently, so we're expecting 1,500 people to be allowed to come, or could that be better than that?
Well, no, I think the local authority has agreed to 1,500 people. And there's some quite exciting changes coming up, but obviously, and I would just like to say that what's agreed nationally, also the local authorities will have to agree across the country. So it might not be quite
so
as simple as
you and BHA have been talking. You've got
exactly,
a plan.
and we've got a sort of a plan. Not totally confirmed yet, but what I think I can confirm is we'll all be delighted to hear that we won't be having to wear masks from Monday next week.
Oh.
So I'm sure everyone will be relieved about that. Outside, so the only place you'll wear them are in the paddock. And actually, if you're in the officials area, if you're inside doing
declarations or whatever,
exactly. Yeah. So that's the first great piece of news. The next bit of news I think which is worth bringing up, Cornelius, is that we're hoping, depends on where we're going, we're probably going to go to either two zones with the owners in with the trainers and and officials. Or in some cases, perhaps we will get to just one zone, which will simplify problems. I know there's been talk about Bratton Down and limited viewing. This all depends, though, and please remind you, it depends on what the local authorities are willing to accept. So we've still got, but there's good shoots there. There's good hopes
to jump through.
Exactly. So it's going to take us a few days, but I'm pretty confident we can get ourselves sorted out before Bratton next week, which I hope will be well supported, which will be great news to have the crowds back. And, well, not the crowds, the paying public back.
The paying public, who will form a crowd.
No. Social distancing will remain in place.
Well, is crowd? I don't want to be pedantic here, but if I went to my Oxford English Dictionary, would a crowd indicate that I'm rubbing shoulders with other people?
I think it does, actually, or certainly it indicates to people that that's what they mean.
Right.
And I'm afraid for the rest of the season we're going to have to play the game and keep ourselves separated out. We're supposed to.
So, a couple of quick questions. In terms of entries and decks, do they all? So, because that's on a Monday, that fixture at Bratton Down.
Yes, no, for entry for all meetings apart from a Wednesday meeting, if you're Thursday, Friday, or Monday, Tuesday, you fit to the weekend.
Yeah.
So your entries have to be done at the normal time by on
Tuesday
by Monday 12:30. For declarations for Bratton Down will be still by Thursday 1200. The following week, for the weekend, the 22nd, 23rd, we're going to trial the alternative system of declarations, which is that you hand in your sheet as you're handing in at the moment to confirm. You will hand it in at declarations, and that on the day, and that will be your form of declarations. And we'll trial that. If, however, people end up crowding around the table to find out what's going on, we'll stop again.
Right.
But it all depends. If people play the game, we should be able to do that for the rest of the season.
And all details on point2point.co.uk.
Exactly. All of that. Once we've got it confirmed, that will go up there. Yes.
Excellent. I'll tell you one other thing I was going to ask you, and I haven't. You've no warning I'm going to ask you this. Bit of debate on social media about the jockeys' titles, point-to-pointing jockeys' titles.
Absolutely.
Should there be separate ones for men and women? Should there be an overarching one as well as separate ones for men and women? Should there be a novices one, novice championships, as there are at the moment?
Funnily enough, it does come up periodically, but no, I think it is better to keep the men's and the ladies separate, in my personal view.
Because
of the weights issues and so on. It just happens at the moment we have one lady who's well out in front, and therefore it's not that interesting. And well done, Gina, incidentally. She's a fantastic champion. But there are complications, and although you could argue it should be, the fact are the ladies are having to carry an awful lot of extra lead, and it makes it very difficult to give them rides for a lot of the races, so they wouldn't get the rides. And although 40% of our jockeys are female, they don't get 40% of the rides.
That's a good figure to shout. I think we ought to shout that a bit louder, don't you?
Well, we are extremely egalitarian in that respect. But the fact is, they don't get so many rides. And in fact, I hope one or two of you have noticed that we've had one or two ladies' conditions races this year, because the girls have horses which aren't really open for the ladies' open, so they have to go either in conditions races, carry a lot of lead, or are really well and truly trounced in ladies' races. So I'm hoping we'll have more ladies' conditions next year, which is what we're after.
Just worth updating you. James King's ridden the winner at Kingston Blunt, so he's on 19.
Yes.
Will Biddick had one before standing himself down, so 15. Jack Andrews on 13, and Bradley Gibbs has had one on 12, so he's on 12 now.
Wow. Okay.
So that looks as though we've got a lovely caption which tells us about the remaining fixtures here in Devon and Cornwall for the rest of the season. So I think that's a good opportunity just to remind ourselves what we have got in the remaining weeks. There we are. We're at Bratton Down, just confirming Monday the 17th of May, and follow point-to-point.co.uk for all the information about masks, about zones, and about everything to do with that fixture. Then Sunday 23rd, the Exmoor fixture at Bratton Down. South Tetcott back here on the 31st of May. 6th of June, Tiverton Staghounds at Bratton Down brings our season to an end, but then the season itself will end a week later. Is it the Sunday the 13th?
Week later. Sadly, Torrington can't run this year, so Kingston Blount up in the Midlands is going to run on the 13th. And going back to your point, Cornelius, about the championships, I have every hope several of them will be going down to the last couple of weeks.
Well, I think King, Biddick, Andrews and Gibbs, that could easily be
very exciting,
because Bradley Gibbs wasn't really being mentioned not that long ago, and another winner today. I think he might have a little ban to serve as well.
But he had a couple of lovely wins yesterday.
Yeah.
And I mean, to be honest, a lot of his wins are coming Hunter Chase. If it wasn't for that, he would probably be there or thereabouts.
Excellent. Well, thanks very much for all that news, and you will confirm all the news once you've talked to local authorities via point-to-point.co.uk or indeed pointingdc.co.uk. So thank you to Peter Wright from the Point-to-Point Authority for marking our cards on that.